and that would then basically overlap each month, which is a bit annoying, yeah. And then he said that he was thinking anyway to change the weekday, because he might not have too much time at sometimes on Thursday in future or something like this. And I thought, oh, no, nice, great. And then he asked me, like, you know that the best, yeah, what are good weekdays? Yeah, and then I started directly, yeah, Monday. No? Monday is nothing. Even Shitfest doesn't happen always, but even if it happens, it's just rarely. And like after Shitfest, like 21 o'clock, there is nothing since for a long time, since the Very Nice Time Cup is not Mondays anymore. And even that was just 22, so like Monday is really free.
Yeah.
And then he said, Monday does not work because Yannex makes his Yannex of the day there. I didn't even know that this exists.
Wait, of the Yannick's of the Monday or what?
Yannex of the week.
Okay.
Does happen there, so it is not good for Yannex. And then I said, okay, Tuesday is also fine. Like on Tuesday at 21 o'clock, there is no competition. So we can also do this. And then he said, doesn't work. Yannex has his off day on Tuesdays. Then I said, okay, Friday is also fine. Yannex Cup doesn't take over an hour anymore. So if you do a Fridays 21 o'clock, also free. Yeah. Then he said, nah, sometimes I go out on Fridays. Like, he wants to change, but he doesn't give me a single option. He only asked for Wednesday. And I said, yeah, right now it would work, theoretically, but at some point, like, there are always the seasons of this Slow Learner Cup, and then it's of course shit. And theoretically, there's also a United Death Cup that I played the last 2 weeks, which also goes further, but like Monday is the only weekday, to be honest, where it does not really work that well. Like when you would change it from Thursday. Thursday, of course, it was also always crashing with a random cup of the week. Didn't matter too much for us, of course, but in theory, it was already parallel, and in the first Thursday of the month, there's just also something else. But yeah, there are so many options, and it's interesting how big of an impact Yannex has in the decision making.
I mean, how big of a streamer is Yannex? So that cup is something weekly now, or what?
No, like so far it was once a month that he does his Tom RPG, or like however it was called, his Tom Cup. And then he hosted this Pathfinding Cup yesterday and thinks about doing that now also monthly. So it would be 2 cups. But mainly he wants them to have on the same day of the week, just in different weeks.
See. Well, I mean, once a month does make a lot more sense, considering you have to build a full-fledged RPG map.
That's so insane what it does.
That's literally crazy.
He's really considerate with all that, also thinking about moving it then. I mean, I would still say though that if it's clashing with a United competition, then, I mean, there's basically no overlap unless your name ends with 2 numbers and starts with an M. So there's a bit of a question. But if he wants to not do it on Thursday anyways, then
yeah, I must say that it really would suck a little bit. If you have 2 monthly cups that happen so rarely and then they exactly take the same schedule, it's really a bit annoying.
Yeah, It is true.
And then basically it's also kind of pathfinding, the United one. Like, different kind of pathfinding. To find a way is not too difficult, but... Yeah. So there was a question in my chat. Yeah, in this Trackmania, you have 7 different environments and 7 different cars. Each car has different driving physics. But what is...
And all of them are shit except Stadium. Hi, I'm the hater. Sorry.
Apart from Stadium, the thing is that in most of these environments you have to also smooth steer a little bit in order to get the best possible times, the fastest possible times. It is all about not drifting. In Stadium it is about drifting, and you can play that then with any device. But these other environments, you want to nose slide as much as possible. And gears are also important in the Trackmania Sunrise environments, Coast Bay and Island.
I mean, the problem isn't the drifting that you want to avoid it. The problem is that you have to smooth steer in order to avoid them. Like if you would have a nose slide like imagine you have something like car environment, like NASCAR driving, you know, like where you still full steer, but it's everything nose slide.
Yeah, would be boring probably though. Like you have that with Lagoon kind of.
I mean, yeah, but Lagoon is really weird. I mean, everyone says a lot of people like NASCAR.
Do they?
Think so?
But
Just
yeah,
nobody builds it.
Lagoon is just super weird. I also really hate the driving physics of Lagoon. They just don't feel natural to me.
I had fun.
Not realistic.
I mean, Lars, Valley.
I'm literally playing Valley right now.
Yeah, but I mean, the nose sliding.
It's kind of important, yeah.
I mean, it depends how you build the map, but you can definitely build some maps where it's almost all about nose sliding, right?
I mean, it's most maps that use road. You don't
Yeah,
need
if you
dirt
just don't use dirt, it's all about nose sliding. If there's
Yeah,
not
but
a tight
often
corner.
you have like, if they are too tight, then you drift them.
Yeah, but
but
you really need, it's rarely only, you really need very tight
Yeah.
corners, so
I
there's a lot of nose. If it was only that, if dirt wouldn't exist in Valley, to be honest, Valley would be a bit boring.
Yeah.
If it was just
Yeah,
rest.
but also better.
No.
No.
Now, but I hate the dirt physics. Like the dirt is so weird.
If it's a bit twitchy, that's a bit annoying, but no, but that's fine. As long as you build it well.
It's actually
Isn't
crazy
that
how many
kind of
different...
your main environment, Lars? Valley
What
or
did you say?
Canyon? Isn't Valley or Canyon like your main environment? I mean, used to.
Used
Not
to
anymore.
Valley, yeah. I mean, I played it. I mean, it's probably my favorite. Depends with TM 2020. TM 2020 has just so much more variety, is the thing.
The way he went out.
But Valley is just so much fun. And I'm good at it.
Oh, I agree, Valley is a lot of fun. But I mainly the road is what I find cool about it.
Yeah, come on the server and hunt a bit.
I'm having to build a map right now, which for some reason I said yes, I will build it.
The question for me is, I'm having really a lot of fun hunting these Vulu world records on the server. Quite a bit of fun. The thing is, would I stream that? I think the chatting would be immense. Like if you typically go for Ryolu world records on the
Especially
server.
if you tell them what exactly it is about. Yeah.
It's just random that Ryolu has world record on all of these maps, yeah. And the server is called like fuck Ryolu's records, like that
It's a
doesn't mean anything.
coincidence. Oh,
I mean, that's the nice thing about it. Like, it feels like something. It's not completely random hunting. But I want to do some hunting in Voyager and I didn't do that in so long. The thing is, like, in the last few days, I feel like I've done more proper hunting in Valley than in Stadium in Team 2020 still. We so rarely hunt.
But yeah, it's crazy how many surfaces Valley got over the years. Like, that's similar to Stadium now, that's got so many surfaces. But for Valley, for such an environment,
It's a bit weird, yeah.
True, kinda. Still needs more interesting water physics.
You mean more consistent water physics?
Valley water is consistent. Kinda.
just-
Okay, it's not complete realistic. Like sometimes when it's super low, you're kind of floating, and that's kind of weird. I mean, you don't use it. It's a trap basically. You can't drive in water. Like that's the thing.
I was mainly just thinking about yeah. Was thinking
This
about
guy on the this guy on the server who I've never heard of before has 3 stars. What?
I think I finished my map finally.
well, Voyager fucked up the end and went to yellow, to 7th place. But survives.
I should be careful when and if I say yes the next time building a map. I actually had so much to do this week. Apart from the things that I don't do, which I should do, like university.
Are insane.
Then I would have, then it would have been an insane week for me.
Should really be learning right now, because today is the free day, no streaming or anything. Should really be doing something. Oh, nah.
Nah.
Get to that later.
Later. Not only can you do it later, Lars, you should do it later.
Yeah, definitely. I know that you are sensible. Thank you for your advice.
Yeah.
Uh, So it was kind of funny. I was playing there with Ender on the server. I beat Ryulu's record first, but then Ender still wanted to get the record himself as well, so he also improved then. And I had like a 69 or something. He got a 66. And then he left for eating or something. I joined, I still drove a little bit further. Then I also got a 66, and I got a 66-1. And I just knew that he had a 66, so I thought, yeah, okay, gotta beat him then. But no, he had a 660, of course. So I sent him the image. That was already funny. He just goes with a lot of XDDs. Then I go back into the server, drive a run. While I drive that run, he's saying, I think you can do 0.63 or something. And then, like, he was literally typing that as I'm driving on the server, and I do get the 0.63 exactly that time.
Nice.
That's good. Right on the money. Sick. That's good. Good done.
Ah, 0.89. Desert music is cool. The TMX United Knockout lost some players. At least today there are not many fast players on it. And obviously Voyager. So the chance for the El Classico is big. And I was very unlucky with the finals, I guess. And what did you say? You're out?
You know what's funny? You remember that very old Mania Planet item studio server I created? Like when back in the very beginning of Mesh Editor?
Yeah, I'm still in
The
there.
Mesh Modeler? Yeah, sometimes randomly just people join that server.
Is it still linked somewhere?
I don't know if it's linked somewhere. I mean, there are still items in there, but I don't think that anything that is in there is good.
Yeah, the question is from where do they get the join link?
I don't know, but I mean, I could ask Aibo because he joined a few days ago.
Okay, Bruce Goldhair. Design it, build it, drive. Amateur video creator, hobbyist logo design, formerly known as T-Mania.
Oh.
Okay.
Who's that?
At least he wrote it in his profile. That's at least something.
Sounds like a T-Mania
but
thing to do.
yeah, but his login. Like the login is I think 30 characters long. I don't know why you would do that.
They're easy to remember. Like for me, the problem was with my TMF account that I didn't remember the username. I knew the password, but I didn't know the username. Could never get it back.
Design.it underscore build.it underscore drive dot. The heck?
Marius. They didn't really talk that much about Formula 1 and the other thing. And first the other thing with the Kenobi series. I kinda want to watch the first movie now again. See how that went. Because yeah, interesting. I mean, honestly, the favorite thing was for me was the girl, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, what I wanted to say before I started watching it. Everyone probably thought that the series is about Kenobi and how he protects then Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
But then this basically didn't happen at all, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's also... I noticed some statements as well so that people don't get upset. So, for example, like people would be a lot upset, very upset, probably still are, that Darth Vader or something, nobody getting spoiled if you turn off or whatever. That no, that Darth Vader basically got beaten, you know, but they just constantly said that his mindset is just wrong, and he still has feelings for his old master and stuff like that. Because so many people would be pissed about him losing because he's supposed to be so much stronger or whatever. I know. Yeah, it was interesting for sure. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's always interesting how you can basically just fit a storyline into the story that already existed.
Yeah. The thing is, often you have the problem is that you don't want the characters to change. You know, if you just put like a story in the middle of something, then the characters can't change. They can't die, obviously, but they also can't, change
Yeah, this was my
emotionally too
biggest
much.
concern, that you basically already knew that he will survive.
Yeah,
Leia will
it's-
survive, and you knew that kind of already. But it was still very interesting then.
Yeah.
Because it was very unclear what will happen to that black girl.
That woman, and also some other people here and there, that resistance people or something, and also I like in general that there was like a character arc for him, like he did change through that series, which I like. It wasn't just static like those things usually go. That's good. I like that. Also, just was interesting. Like that was like really almost felt like a movie. Most of those parts. Like that just the series is pretty impressive.
It's like the super typical knockout right here. When the knockout started and it was easy to survive, I won basically every map. And the further we come, the less players there are, the more I drive safer and slower, and now Voyager wins every round. Now he goes faster. Now he goes basically faster. This is probably easier to understand. As the knockout progresses, less players need to get better, get faster and faster towards maybe the final. And I get safer and safer because the opponents are not very fast, and I only need to survive to beat. But then in the beginning, even if I would crash, I would come through because there are multiple seconds differences to some people. So I can risk more, so I can just drive normal. But in a top 3 situation, if I then make a mistake, then I'm definitely out. So I'd save it further.
Yeah.
So. Wow, final will be on rally. We had several environments missing in this knockout. So here is this tightening corner. This, like this, like this. Okay. There are only 10 snows in this map pack, but we played 12 of them in all the 11 rounds. Yay, I won another Classico against Voyager. I was so shaky in this round, my hand was so much shaking. And it was also a shit round, to be honest. Play a countdown KO as Fun Knockout. It could be interesting.
Just saw another thing. Alonso had damage in the qualifying for Q2 and Q3. That's why he was so slow. I was already wondering. It was so weird.
What kind of damage, or how did he get that damage?
Claw damage. I don't know from both.
But they can be paired, right? They are allowed to fix that before the race.
Yeah. Should be. But yeah, I'm gonna leave then for now, so see you.
See you. I've beaten the world record. Of course, this is a bit cheated here when you do multi-lap, but you have to use that chance. Was a good lap. I mean, you don't win a lot by the multi-lap. Because you're too fast immediately. Shorty, if you go fast, you can join the Fun Knockout. That was a dumb mistake. Of course, Voyager had to beat it.
Oh, I'm muted. Yeah, no, Marius. I did enough Trackmania today.
Of course,
But
Voyager.
yeah, have fun.
Yeah. See ya.
See ya.
Because Voyager has to beat it by 600s. And I was ahead. Okay, so we play now a countdown knockout. The idea of this knockout is that you always have to beat the time that the last place driver in the previous round has set. If you don't beat this time, you are knocked out. And you have to beat basically the last placed time that did survive. So the time to beat is getting faster and faster. You don't really play against other people here. It doesn't matter if you win a round or not. It is only important to beat the time of the slowest player that survived. And the time to beat gets faster, faster, faster. You need to be very consistent. And you need to definitely improve during the rounds. Because at some point, if you are the slowest guy on the server, you have to improve your own time. So first round we need to be the 101. That is very easy. Everyone should do that. World record on this map is a 40.57. I have a 41.35 SPB. The thing is that as we play now multiple rounds on this track, there is also a good chance to improve the world record. Because the world record only has one warm-up and then a live round. And then it takes very long until you play this map again. Yeah, Mystique Saw is doing the annoying thing. He waited ahead of the finish, so it will take ages until we have a very good time. Means I have more time to improve with risky lines. Because if you want to play risky, you should do it here at the beginning, where it's easy to survive with that. The map is relatively short, there's not much happening on it. It's already a good one. Is it enough? No, barely not. It's third local. So Lincoln was very slow, but we need to beat his time. Oh, it looks like Voyager is not participating. Or what? I mean, it doesn't even write the time to beat. Mesa. Oh no. This guy is just fast enough. No, he isn't. Mesa and Mystixa are out against this time, and now my time is the time that you have to beat, because I was the slowest surviving player. Yeah, I go for world record, to be honest. It's not fast enough. Need to beat 47, everyone will do. Now you need to beat 45.
WHH.
Is this fast enough? Oh. Whoa! I almost crashed it. This is it. And thank you for the Prime sub, Sir Nico. The world record is for you. That was enough for Jostein, he's barely in. Lincoln is out. The ending was shit, but it's enough. Jostein too slow, Roche's time is to beat now. Now I can save because I fucked it up already. So it will not be a fast time anyway, so just make sure to not get knocked out. Seems like both other players are knocked out. And now I set the time that we need to beat. $42.26. Penny! Yo! Thank you as well for the sub. Welcome. So now it's too dangerous to go for a new world record. He might be too slow already, he might already rip it. At least it's challenging for him to catch that up. So I might have won the year. All depends on Morky if he beats the time. Yeah, he will not. GG. It was just important that I beat it. That was easily possible. Yeah, that was a quick one, a nice one. I'm not sure if we do a second countdown KO. Oh, now I can full risk. Yeah, there we go. You need to use those chances. Just came home from holiday. Have I missed much? How long have you been in the holidays? The last days there were quite a few competitions. Past week, okay. Yeah. The new campaign came out. Yeah, that was 1 week ago. Then there were some competitions last weekend. The RPG Night Cup, the team in Edware went no train. Another cup where went kinda no train into it. Yeah, midweek I was working. In Trackmania, Monday there is actually not much happening. Tuesday as well. Those days are quite free. I had a very good streak of Cup of the Day results around a week ago. Multiple podiums in a row. Now it becomes worse again. Is this now a... Ah yeah, we play another countdown KO. 1 minute or 3.6. That's easy to beat. First of all, I have to remember the corners here. The aim is also here to go for the world record, because just winning is really not too difficult. If Voyager doesn't participate, then Morgy is, I think, people player, so on island he can't get fast times. I actually passed him. Wait, were there people too slow? How? And your stage just barely made it. Was a good lap already, it should be PB. And third place. You have to beat a 55 seconds time now. I struggle with that section there. Compared to last round, I should be a bit behind already. That's not better. I mean, this world record is not easy to beat. It's also not my best environment. I struggle to get close to the limit. They both make it, so 54 seconds now to beat. So somehow I got a slide. And we have the next sub, another Prime sub by Tom. Thank you a lot. Sick, I have only 23 viewers and get 3 subs. I didn't expect that. Thanks a lot. I have to open Streamlabs so it will update how many subs I have in total. It will update now, any moment. Yeah, 160. There was one day where I got 100 subs gifted. So if that day comes in this month, I will drop 100. Another PB, but not enough. What do you need to beat? Did Voyager forget it? Can't believe it was 53, but yeah, maybe it was now 51. Again, I dropped the gear. Yeah! Here we go. Now 48 to beat. Then my win streak is over. In the exact wrong round I had that mistake. Wanted to now as next challenge win every round, which is basically the easier challenge than getting a world record. But this one slide it cost me a lot of time. I will go for world record again. It's dangerous, but let's have some fun. I think I would have had it if I didn't slide out there. Oh. Cooper barely made it in. Oof. We all made it. I missed it by 600s. I saved a lot. I actually thought I would lose more than 1 second. What the heck? Only need to be the time that Walkie sets there. Oh, almost world record again. Alpine dot race. Maybe with coast car? No. It's not a knockout map. Could easily be a knockout map, the way it's built. Very easy. But these boosters are weird. Hard to reach. Like only the last little bit you can reach. beat 121. I have beaten 121. The others, however, as well. But at least nobody waits very long, so now the time to beat is already a 104. Almost 105. That's good. So it will not take too long. One mistake and you're out already, I think. Because if you have to respawn and there is not a booster in the near, then you have no speed for a long time. The car has very bad acceleration without booster. And if the respawn is longer away than already dead, this costs you a lot of time. So you would probably go out. Hey, it jumps so far. Lincoln is out already. That's for sure. Mesa makes it through, but 2 knockouts. (102) to beat. Not sure if you can jump into the finish if you go fully on the right side of the last tube. Could be a way to be more inside. Yeah, for sure you can do that. Oh, already Mesa was too slow. Well, that went quick then. Here. If you jump here, then you could pass it. Looks actually not too difficult to do it. Yeah, 3 knockouts in this round. 101 to beat now. New record by 100. New time to beat 59.92. Like I had a big time loss in that run, so there's still much more possible. But you're also dependent on some of those landings. They are really important in snow environment. For example, that landing I touched will not be a fast time. But with only that touch I'm not in danger to go out. 59 is too easy to beat. Oh, that other guy is leading. Oh. I forgot a corner. Okay, 57 to beat. No flow trick is really better for the landing there. But this landing is shit, man. They will both survive though. No. He crashed. So now 56 to beat, 56.8. But so far I, like this time without doing a mistake, it's not so difficult to reach. Not a PB, but I won. I don't know why it's not a PB. I mean, that one landing was still shit. I got that landing always good in my first attempts on this track, but since then never again. Really confusing. And as I said, whenever I try something there, it doesn't work. It's super confusing. This is slower. Voyager added another map. Okay, that finish worked. Coast! I only needed another good landing in that one jump, and I would have improved my time a lot. That landing really makes a huge difference. I think that it would have been a 54 then immediately. But somehow I can't land that anymore. I don't know what I do wrong. Yeah, Morky is really hyped for Coast. He thinks here he can beat me, and yeah, that's of course logic because Coast is really his best environment. The hard way, easy way, really? Oh no. Yeah, this is not the typical Coast map that Morky was thinking about. I have no idea where to go. Okay. So you wanna take the first bridge? Hope we both understand how to do that part in the start. You have to be the 107 first round. I was slower. With missing the way multiple times. Text is so in the way, holy shit. What was the time to beat? 107. Yeah, Mystique Source out. Now it's a 102 to beat. I will go safe way now, just to look how it looks. I'm 3.5 behind. So, will someone else finish? Or is my time the time to beat? It is the time to beat. Yeah, and there's the reason why I decided to actually release at the end. So I should have released more because I am actually the one that has done the time to beat now. Because it is actually a bit challenging now to beat that. Oh! I got a mid-road bug. Yeah, now it's dangerous. Oh! I got a bad landing as well. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice. That was a shit map, really. Like my idea would have worked. I would have beaten my time by a little bit, and then if they fuck up the start, they will get knocked out. And I improve again and again and again with the safe line. That was basically the idea. But this mid-road bug basically killed me. There was nothing I could do. Naja, I was still fast enough, thanks to my releasing in the other round. But as I said, it would have been better to release more to be safer. Mason completely slides through the whole track, what the heck? But the landing here, that I was actually landing shit. Like I would have made it, but that I had a bad landing here and got on 2 wheels, that was of course the rip in the end. No? Oh, it's not enough. Like that was such such a shit lap by Mesa. He had it easily, but he literally fucked up every single corner on the track. Naja, was a bit annoying, this track. Wanted to get the world record, and I would have gotten it, I think. But there was a mistake. Oh, what is this finish? Shoot! Now I had a bad start. That's enough. Yeah, we got our 43s. But there was, it was with that start. Dude, I started already with a bug. When I land in a 2B, I make it. Now I had a very good start, but the rest bad. Such a bad ending. Yeah, we are basically already through with a cup, Nelike. But we are currently having some fun of one track that we played a countdown KO on, a fun knockout, and we tried to beat the world record multiple times, set it lower and lower. I had basically a perfect run, despite the ending. Please! Oh, fucking hell! That would have been such a good time. Lost it there. I just have no setup for that end. That's the biggest issue. Like, if I have another good run now, I just don't know what shall I try. How should I approach? It's basically really eyes closed and I hope for the best of luck, kind of. Because I can't really jump straight. If I wanted to jump straight, I turn before. That can also not be good. And now that I fucked up before, I get it optimal. How's the finish thing, finish bounce even a thing that it makes such a big difference? Now finally, this could be 42. There it is. That was a clean run, from the start, through the middle, and then also the end. I could stop here, but let's just try to start with more risk. Who knows, maybe I can improve it even. Like, I was still releasing quite a lot in the beginning and didn't really jump very far, so I had still some two-wheeler stuff. But, yeah, I think that I will go soon now that I got my goal of 42 seconds. Yeah, this is not a good start. But he's doing a wall hit there. Uh-huh. Ah. Interesting strat. So I'm gonna watch the replay of the final versus Voyager. That I played earlier in the real knockout. I was so shaking, it was crazy. I was surprised that he was not ahead, but maybe he played with keeper today, I don't know. No, he doesn't. He has the better start. He also took a bit too much grass. Here we both had problems, and there he just missed the apex, and that gives him bad grip. And he made the same mistake, but even worse, wow. And then he made that mistake, yeah, that killed him then, basically. With that mistake he had no chance. Like, to be honest, we both had a really, really bad final. He tried to risk and then he went over the inside there. He was getting a bit closer, but I think I would have stayed ahead. I saw that I was 7/10 or something up. But yeah, if you look at my run, you see how much I was shaking in that final. Already here, just like very far out. This saved me, but then I go here left over the crest and get slowed down. And then in this corner here, oh, how much to steer, and I was shaking with my hands so heavily. And then also here, short braking, then nice no slide around, but I didn't have the right angle and didn't want to steer more or less, and then I made that mistake and I thought, okay, it's over. I fucked it up. And then I made interface on here and suddenly I see, hey, I'm ahead. Actually quite a lot ahead. So only need to save the ending. And that gave me the relaxing. Like if Voyager was closer, I would have maybe fucked up these last corners the same way as I fucked up the first corners. Alright. That's it with the knockout. So until midnight, I will quickly go through the Wordles, and then this day is already over. Yeah, let's go. So, Wordles. I start with the Mania one. Let's begin with Yulu. R and O. The L is correct there. Okay. World. Stronger than Grenady. Woo. Wordles. German one. Okay. And I got that in 3. Herausragend. Next Wordle. The English one.